But there's a massive concern and rightful concern about what's going on in immigration in this country. And Donald Trump's meteoric rise in the polls is a reflection of that. We're seeing a situation. Look at some of these headlines. Illegal immigrant victims' mothers. We're at war right here in this country. Of course, we've seen the many people, the parents going to these congressional hearings talking about how their family members were killed by illegal immigrants who are basically part of a catch and release program that's been created by the federal government. Violent criminals who are not incarcerated, who are, even if they are deported, they are brought back in very quickly. Illegal alien crime wave in Texas, 611,234 crimes, 2,993 murders. This is from 2008 to 2014. It includes thousands of homicides, sexual assaults. They say a total of 177,588 unique criminal alien defendants. These are people who had already been fingerprinted. I went to a meeting of the Secure Communities Initiative. This was it wasn't really a meeting of that, but it was a meeting of the Democrat Party that was angry. They wanted to get that repealed here in the Austin area. They were angry with the county sheriff, who is a black Democrat. They told him, you're in the wrong party if you're going to enforce this Secure Communities Initiative. What that was done for was to identify people who had previously been in the system as criminals, people they had fingerprints for, to single them out, to turn them over to immigration. They didn't want to see that happen. And so basically what it turns into is a catch and release program. Look at this. Obama administration plans more executive action on immigration. They say the Obama administration is moving forward with plans to expand a waiver program that will allow additional illegal aliens to remain in the country rather than apply for legal status from abroad. Another article, Obama shielding 80% of the nation's illegals from deportation. Another one, Obama administration strips requirement to defend the United States from the citizenship oath. One more, a mother of a son murdered by illegal aliens slams the sanctuary cities and politicians and says, your silence speaks volumes. So with all of this, with the silence of the Democrats, the people telling us it's not a problem, it's a good thing that we have open borders, Donald Trump comes in and states the obvious. It is a problem. It's a problem that the Republicans aren't doing anything about, the Democrats aren't doing anything about. What really is the problem? I mean, when you look at a massive influx of people that we don't have any control over, it's going to raise unemployment. It's going to lower wages, whether it's legal or illegal immigration, if we have no control over who comes through our borders and the number of people that come through our borders. Look at what just happened in Disney. They brought in Indian workers under a visa program that was originally set up so that tech companies could bring in people who had specialized skills that they couldn't find in the United States. But these were just customer service representatives. These were low-level, white-collar jobs. Nevertheless, they were able to get the Indian people that they brought in at a much cheaper rate than they could the Americans. They told the Americans, train your replacements, and then they fired them. See, what we don't understand is that every country, and we've mentioned this many times here at Infowars, Alex has talked about it, you can't go to any other country and just say, I want to live here. I want to be provided for. I want to be given free health care. I want free education. I want housing. I want food stamps, whatever. You can't do that in any other country. I remember 20 plus years ago, I was looking at leaving this country. I was looking at Belize. I was looking at New Zealand. Even in Belize, I would have to go in with $25,000 per person to get citizenship there. Every other country, especially countries like Switzerland, you have to have a certain amount of wealth to provide for yourself, for your family. You have to show that you have income, show that you have a job, but not here, not in America, not under this situation. Now, I don't want to see some kind of a Berlin Wall erected at the borders, because understand that in East Germany, that Berlin Wall was not there to stop people immigrating into East Germany. It was there to keep people from emigrating, leaving that country. But we also have a situation here in America where immigrants, even illegal immigrants, are treated better than citizens. For example, in-state tuition. An American citizen can only get in-state tuition in the state in which they live. Not so with an alien. They can get in-state tuition anywhere. they get treated differently, as we pointed out, with these sanctuary cities, with the communities that don't want to participate in secure communities or whatever. They get this catch and release system. They're essentially treated as if they've got diplomatic immunity. Why can't U.S. citizens be treated at least as well as immigrants? Why can't we get equal protection under the law from our own government? Of course, they're not doing that. At the same time, we see the government looking the other way with violent criminals who come into this country. They are lowering the hammer on us with every kind of regulation, with every kind of inspection, using the Border Patrol, not at the border, but hundreds of miles inside the country to harass people that are obviously not coming into the country illegally. So basically, Donald Trump kind of goes Howard Beale on this whole problem, okay? He goes to the window and he shouts he's mad as hell and he's not going to take it anymore. And he's got a lot of people who are following him on that. But what is the source of the problem? When we look at this video, and let's pull this up because this is an article, again, at the end of the week, last week, we had the pictures that Josh Owens and Joe Biggs took of the drug smugglers coming across the Rio Grande River. They got some very close-up pictures of them dumping the large packages into the back of the SUV, and they were there to cover Trump. So this is going on while Donald Trump is there. And so Drudge picked up the story, and then Donald Trump saw it from the Drudge Report. Here's what Donald Trump had to say.
But the story in Drudge and big story, it's all over the place now. Guys swimming across, and big bags of stuff, drugs, swimming across the river, right? Swimming right across. And they put the drugs, and actually the camera crew or the reporters were petrified because they thought they were going to be killed because they're showing this on camera. The guy's carrying bags of stuff. It was drugs.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very dangerous situation. But let me ask you, what were they doing? Which direction were these drugs coming? They're being pulled in just like the crime is being pulled in because of our war on drugs. We've got businesses that are pulling in immigrants because they want cheap labor. We've got government pulling them in because they want reliable dependents, people who will vote for them. That's the way you stop it. You have to understand that it is the war on drugs that creates the El Chapos, just like it created Al Capone.
I wanted to bring Weldon Henson in here briefly because we have a great sponsor. Boy, I've sure been enjoying the firearms that I've gotten from them. hdfirearms.com. That's Head Down Firearms. They have super high quality 223s, 308, you name it. It's called 5.56 technically in the 223 that are guns that would be $3,000 or $1,500. Guns that would be $1,500 or $900. They've got a bunch of super high quality customization services, holsters, accessories. Weldon Henson, tell us about some of the great accessories available at hdfirearms.com.
Well, the important thing to remember is that if you're not in the market to buy a brand new rifle, you have an AR-15, you have an AR-10 platform, 308 rifle. They've got everything you need to upgrade it. Buy a new part, buy a new trigger, buy a new muzzle brake, buy a new handrail. It's all an upgrade for your rifle because these are all superior top-of-the-line quality products made in America.
Tell folks about their low-profile series.
Well, this is an important thing to have. You know, this is untraceable. Anybody can get this kit right here. You don't have to go through a federal firearms license place. You can have it shipped right to your house.
This is what the traders have been trying to shut down.
Absolutely. So you basically have everything you need besides a lower receiver because that's what's traceable, that's what's serialized, and that's what the federal government's after. But you can get this right here. Get your own lower receiver any way you want. There's different programs. All you gotta do is your own research and you can find out how to get a lower receiver so that you can put it on this. Maybe you already have a lower receiver from an AR from way back that you just don't quite use anymore. It's old, something like that. You can throw it on this. You basically have a brand new rifle and you saved money by putting it together yourself and buying this kit right here, which is cheaper than the actual rifle.
And they've got the highest quality barrels, the highest quality triggers. We're not just saying that. Go look at the third-party reviews. Tell them about the new rifle they're producing that's getting amazing reviews. And then I just got one, this 308.
Yes, that is very...
Arcadius.
That's very exciting. They just came out with their own line of AR-10 platforms, which is basically an AR-15, but instead of it being a 5.56, it shoots a 308 round, which I know you personally like shooting a 308.
I like them both. I mean, just to be clear, they've always, for years, been making this for the big manufacturers, the high end. They're just now not private labeling. They're putting out their own guns.
Yes. Well, the one they sent you, I'm actually jealous of. It's a beautiful gun. It's set up and configured for long-range shooting, marksmanship type things.
Just the scope alone is something to snuggle with.
Yeah, it's a Vortex 4x16 scope, which you can get it head down as well, their distributor. And I think things for people to remember is that if you want a 308, you don't have to get the 18-inch barrel. You don't have to get the 22-inch barrel. You don't have to get it set up for marksmanship. You can get one with a 16-inch barrel that's set up for more of an assault weapon type, configuration. So anything you want, people just call head down. You can get anything you want made there, and any configuration you might want on your rifle. They're able to do that, and they have 100% perfect customer service ratings there.
Bottom line, it's not just firearms, a ton of accessories, very affordable, and it supports the Infowar. If you're not shopping at hdfirearms.com, you're not helping the Infowar. I mean, this is a win-win. Thank you all for your support. Check them out today. Thank you.